Welcome back, everyone. Jaybone here for Smash This Podcast. And to my left, your right, is the man we call Humble Beast, joining me for this Impact Wrestling Emergence prediction show. What is up, dude?
Not much, Jay, man. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you, man. I'm loving it. Thank you for having me.
Oh, dude, you've been a big supporter, and it's all appreciated. It's all love, man. I don't expect this one to go too long tonight because we only got so much of the card, but we'll have some fun with it. We'll do a little predictions and preview. So we don't have any pay-per-views like they did back in the day where they had one. Dude, I love that cup, and that shirt is great. By the way, folks, if you want a cup and a shirt like Humble Beast is wearing, the link is in the description. Go get yourself some merch. Gotta plug the merch. We got more merch coming. It's just a matter of time. We're working with some new people, some very generous people willing to help the brands grow. All right. So like I was going to say, we don't have the pay-per-views every month like we used to back in the day, but now we've got these like little one-offs, the little freebies. But you know what? They still feel special, you know? Mm-hmm. Just in general, what do you think about this card that we have in front of us?
I was looking at it before we got online, before we went live, and it looks pretty stacked. Both one and first night and two. It's going to be some good matches, and I don't see a lot of titles being changed around, but nevertheless, it's going to be a good match.
Yeah, you never know because there's been a lot of talk of contractual issues or fans having questions about who's under contract, who isn't. A lot of people were shocked when Deonna Purrazzo became champ, and there were questions about whether she was under contract or not. But it's like I look at it like this. People get so worried about that. Look, that's none of our business. They're willing to do business with this ultra talented woman, and so they're putting her on a stage to show off her talents. Unlike other brands didn't know how to.
Yeah. See, that match. The first match was awesome. So they're doing an Iron Man, right? Iron Man or 40-minute Iron Man or something.
Yeah, it's a 30-minute Iron Man match. Now that's night 2, and that's the only one I think we have. But we can have some fun once we're done with the night 1 and do a little guess on what we think we're going to get for night 2.
Okay.
All right, so let's do a little share screen of Rooney here. Let's talk about what we got right in front of us here, as you folks can see.
All right.
We got the Motor City Machine Guns defending their World Tag Team Championships against former champs, the North. Now, the funny part about this is the North, say, whined and complained, especially Ethan Page. He went nuclear.
Yeah. It's kind of remind me of Ric Flair when he went off one of his promos.
Ooh, that's quite the comparison. I think Ethan Page would appreciate that. Anybody getting compared to the man would definitely smile about that. So now hopefully when we see these two go toe to toe this coming Tuesday, the North will actually be 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just getting a rematch. It's, hey, it's more of a fair rematch this time. They are absolutely going to be 100% this time. So they will have absolutely no excuse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I follow Ethan on Instagram, and man, he's really. It's a difference of 2 months to make. He's really got himself in great shape. You can just see it. I see the machine guns retaining. They're not going to. Usually, when people in Impact win titles, they don't lose it within the next, real soon. So I see them retaining. But it's going to be a great match, and like I say, and then another thing plays into play. And I know it's way on down the road, but Ethan's. I saw something about his contract.
Oh,
So
yeah. A lot of people talking about that.
Yeah. So who knows how they're going to roll out?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are jumping to conclusions with Ethan. They see reactions from other significant people on social medias, and they blow it way out of proportion. I think they're overthinking it. We still got till the end of the year and a long ways to go. And if they had the tag team championships on guys like Ethan Page and Josh Alexander,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not champs anymore, and you'd like to assume, well, you never assume, but you like to assume they're maybe going to split up and do some single stuff because they're both worth that. You got to know that Impact Wrestling is going to try to keep these guys.
Yeah.
They're absolutely worth it.
Yeah, I think the wild card in this is that Ethan has been with Impact for quite a few years, but Josh hasn't. Josh has probably been like at least a year at the most. So I can see Ethan signing back because him and Josh are really close. So that's the wild card. Josh is still there for a few years, so that could persuade Ethan to stay there.
Yeah, there's so much. Excuse me. There's so much more that these guys can do as singles. Heck, I wouldn't even mind seeing a feud against each other. We've seen that in plenty of tag teams over the years,
Yeah.
But who do you think is going to win this one?
I'm going to go with the Guns. I can see, they're basically it's just the North getting their rematch. It's going to be a great match. Like I say, Ethan is in great shape, and Josh is always in great shape. But I can see the Guns are going to retain and probably move on to whoever's next. And one more quick thing. Another thing where I would say Ethan probably stay because remember before COVID hit, he's him and Impact Alpha One has some kind of thing going. So that also we got to think about that.
Okay.
Ethan's Page wrestling school. I think it's called Alpha One or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw something about a free show coming up at the end of the month or something. Yeah. Yeah, I think the Guns are going to retain here too. And that's but that's also a big question. You just don't know how long the Guns are going to stick around. They're healthy, so we got to hang on to them as long as possible, I think.
Yeah.
Especially if they're going to try to open up more conversations between them and New Japan. That's certainly guys like the Good Brothers and the Machine Guns are absolutely guys that you want in your corner in those discussions.
Oh yeah, and let's not forget MLW. I read something about them and Impact may be open.
Yeah, I hear people talking about that too. Well, in times like this, you never know because everybody's just trying to keep a piece of stock in the wrestling game.
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, in my opinion, MLW doesn't have a whole lot to offer right now, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't even have a women's roster, so there's only, there wouldn't be a whole lot. I mean, there's some significant people that you could do, I wouldn't mind seeing Fatu or Hammerstone or the Von Erichs, but beyond that, there really isn't too much,
Yeah.
They need to build up their roster if they want to put a solid stake back,
Yeah. Only time will tell.
Yeah, this is true. But enough about them. Back to Impact.
All right.
All right, so we both got the guns. Doing
Yeah.
this one. Let's see here. Oh, I can't do that. All right. Now, let's talk about these guys. The X division.
Oh, wow.
Now this one's hot. You got number one, you got Chris Bay as champ, which I think is tremendous.
Yeah.
He's really kicking things off for this new chapter in Impact Wrestling as far as the X division. He's setting he's the new golden standard,
Yeah.
You got a veteran like TJP who always looks like $1 million in the ring, in my opinion.
Awesome. Smooth. Awesome.
Very smooth. And then you got a guy who's trying to create a new path for himself, Rohit Raju. Now, it sounds like he's going to be backing up Chris Bay in this three-way, but you know what? I don't really trust him.
Oh, wow. I'm feeling the same way. Well, first off, it's going to be a great match. It's kind of funny because I think a week ago or maybe a couple of weeks ago, Impact posted on social media, who would you like to see Chris Bay fight? And I put I would like to see a three-way between Bay, TJP, and Raju. So Rohit. So now we got this a week later, but I think this is going to be a great match. I think Rohit will help Bay retain, but I think after this it's going to be a storyline with Rohit and Bay because you're going to see, we got to see it coming. He's going to end up backstabbing Bay and going out for himself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you know what? I agree. I don't see I see TJP having a great match here, but I don't think he's going to pull a win off here. I think Bay will retain. It's just going to be really interesting to see what Rohit Raju does because he could be that that wolf in sheep's clothing,
yeah, exactly. I think Rohit is in it for himself right now. He's just playing along to get close to Bay. But I will say TJP, the guy, he's awesome. He's always posting clips over his matches. We don't even get to see. We don't saw matches with him when they was in Mexico, him fighting. And the guy is. I would love to see TJP become X Division champion. I don't think it's going to happen with this match, but he's something special. For him to be a smaller guy and the stuff he does, it's like, man, he's awesome.
Oh yeah. I could have some. If he stays with Impact Wrestling, I could certainly see him becoming champ down the road.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's the story's got to play out right. So you think Bay is going to retain?
Yeah, I'm sure Bay is going to retain. Again, I don't. he just got the belt, and he's not going to lose it this quick.
Yeah.
It's going to end up being a storyline with Bay and Rohit.
Yeah, I think it's too soon. I mean, you never know what's going to happen, but because I mean, part of me actually really does want to see Rohit shock the world and take this. He's needed something for a long time. You know, he's had so many ups and downs with the Desi Hit Squad, and the guy's money. He really is, and he's really finally getting that stage to shine. You know.
Yes. Yes, I really like Rohit, and I'm great that know how far he's come.
Yeah. All right. Next. Did that. Here we go. Let's talk about these guys.
Huh.
Just jotting some notes down. All right. So we've got Ace Austin, Madman Fulton versus the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. And this is Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows' debut on a slightly bigger, as far as like in a match. You know, they showed up at Slammiversary and they've had a match on Impact Wrestling, but this is a little more special.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to remember. I know that Fulton's been hanging around Ace for a while, but have we seen a tag match with them? I'm trying to remember.
I don't recall. They have been fighting the Good Brothers, like backstage and stuff like that. But, you know what? Yes, they did have a tag team, but it was on Explosion. Fulton and Ace fought against the Rascals.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. All right. So you're starting to see some chemistry there. And I know they got a win on that one, didn't they?
Yes, Fulton and Ace, yes.
So now, well, the Good Brothers are obviously not the Rascals.
The Good Brothers are definitely going to win this. I mean, it's going to be a great match because Ace and Fulton they're great, man. They're great singles, and now you get to put them together. Good Brothers are going to win this by far.
You know, there's 95% of that I agree with that, but there's just a slight bit of doubt in my mind. Just a slight bit of doubt. The only reason I say that is because the Good Brothers have been known to put over the territory before.
Oh, interesting.
I saw them locally. Now, this is about a handful of years ago. This is actually literally a couple months before they showed up in the WWE with AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
And it was I don't know, some Bruce City Wrestling show. It was like their big show of the year. Matt Hardy was there. Greg the Hammer Valentine, the Honky Tonk Man. There was just a bunch of folks. And I saw them there, and the Good Brothers actually lost to the local tag team that they wrestled, which I found very interesting.
Yeah.
Now I can't remember if they were the tag champs at the time. The local team was tag champs at the time, because obviously you're not going to get the tag champs and then go off to go play in New York.
Nah, that ain't happening.
But so I just, I know why the Good Brothers are here. They're here to help Impact Wrestling grow. And they're also there for themselves as well. They're there for a paycheck. Let's not kid ourselves. And they may not have a 5-star match, but they are significant names that have signed a contract in this company, and it's going to help Impact Wrestling down the road big time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It already has. It's already brought a lot of eyes, a lot of new fans.
Yeah.
So you think the Good Brothers are taking this one?
Well, at first I said 100% yes, but it's like.
Or did I put some doubt in your mind?
Yeah, when you said the 95%, because I'm thinking I would like to see, no matter who wins, I would like to see the storyline continues. I don't want to see, okay, the Good Brothers win, then the storyline is over. I think you can get a lot more mileage out of this.
Oh, absolutely. Because there's a lot of people assuming that some friends are going to show up at some point.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to go with the Good Brothers to win, but hopefully we get more out of this, not just, okay, it ends at emergency. Hopefully we get some more storyline out of this.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
Because you want to build the Good Brothers up. I mean, they're already built up, but it's like, you don't want to have them run through everybody quick. Because sooner or later, we're going to have to get them against the North. So
I'd like that. Sometime, or at least individually, something. If we see an emergence of Team Canada, something.
Yeah.
All right. Covered that.
Oh, who did you pick?
Oh, I agree with you, as in the Good Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now, let's talk about talk about these guys. Talk about Moose versus Trey Miguel, who might even show up in a suicide mask. I'm a little confused by this one.
Yeah, exactly. That was funny. This match, I'm already gonna say Moose, because you got to have Moose against EC3. So Moose is gonna win this match by far. But Moose, it's funny how Impact keeps putting Trey into these title matches. They don't do that for the other wrestlers, but they continue to push him in title matches. And Moose is just, oh my goodness! Did you see the Moose put it on Twitter, the promo when he was talking about EC3?
Oh yeah, the right after Impact went off the air. Yes.
Yes, that was so priceless. But Moose is, he's awesome. He's man. I don't know what to say about him, but he's gonna win this. And I can also see EC3 showing up and maybe them getting into a brawl after the match or something.
Something more is going to happen between these two. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we see that become part of night 2 of Emergence, because we only have one match so far. But
yeah,
it would not surprise me at all, because I don't. Well, I mean, they'd have to make it pretty special if they were going to drag this out till Bound for Glory. But they've got to face each other soon. So I'm going to guess it's going to, boom, something's going to happen, and it's going to turn into night 2 of Emergence. But or something in between. I don't know if we're getting another show in between Emergence and Bound for Glory, something.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think Moose is gonna absolutely win this one. But we gotta talk about Trey for a minute because he deserves this. Trey has gone way beyond what I think some people assumed he could do in this company. I hear so many people comparing him to the likes of Ricochet, which is an absolute compliment because Ricochet is so good, so misused, but so good,
Uh-huh.
And it's great that we have someone like him on this roster who can. I mean, he can face anyone. He really can.
Mm-hmm.
And that he's stepped out of the shadows a little of the Rascals. I mean, I still think they're together. I have no doubt about that. But yeah, it is interesting, like you said, that he headlined Slammiversary in that 5-way,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's given this opportunity. No matter what you think of, how important the TNA championship actually is.
Yeah.
It's still, I mean, you could say that about any of the championships. This, it's just something to represent something in the company, right?
Yeah. And I'm so glad now because we all have been. I guess the TNA Championship belt is going to be that belt that we all want an Impact to bring in for a mid-card title. So I'm glad they have another belt in for someone to fight because they have so much talent, and you can't push everybody at the same time. So I'm glad, and it makes sense. TNA is a brand. It's been around for a long time. Why not bring that belt back and let people fight over that belt as a mid card? So I'm loving I'm just loving what Moose is doing.
Moose is so good. I mean, his heel turn.
Oh wow!
When he after his match with Austin Aries was it just. We go back to this once in a while, and we could talk about this again. When he faced Austin Aries, it really felt like it was his time to become champ. But when he didn't, it really had fans scratching their head.
Mm-hmm.
But how Moose has grown through every single storyline that he's been put in ever since has been nothing short of tremendous.
Yeah.
His promos are good. His athleticism still, it gets better.
Yeah. And he's you can tell he lost weight. He's a trimmer. I mean, it's like it's awakening. It was an awakening, and his ring work. He done got himself in better shape. He's great on the mic. It's like everything is like raised up to another bar, and he's a star. He's a star, and that's what Impact needed, and it was a great thing. It's a great thing he's getting recognized and getting pushed.
Absolutely, 100% agree. And and if in the fact that he's probably going to beat Trey Miguel and go on to face EC3, it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens with the TNA Championship because EC3 said he wants to destroy that. To say the belt and just that part of his history. Because he's starting this whole. I look at it like he's starting this whole new chapter. So he's got to destroy what he had and start something new. So who knows if EC3 actually gets the TNA Championship, maybe he'll change it into something brand new, some new kind of mid card title. Yeah. Who knows? Well, it's really hard to tell what they're going to do, but nonetheless. Yeah.
That's a good idea because I know we're not talking about WWE, but they have, like when John Cena had his own belt, Well, I just feel like this when in TNA when Jeff Hardy had his own belt, you know. So you have had belts that was strictly for that, made for that champion. So I can definitely see that him because them switching around. But then it's like they just gave it a makeover. Well, since Moose had it, so for them to all right, it's switching around again that quick. If EC3 gets it, um, who knows? You know.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly are a bunch of options it could do with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now that's the full main card. Now I know there's also
Mm-hmm.
isn't I'm thinking Wrestle House here now. Isn't Kylie Ray supposed to face Taya?
Yes.
I'm a little surprised they don't have some kind of like big like visual like I've been putting up here for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll forgive them because I mean even if it is going to be a short match, it's still something that I'm dying to see.
Oh yeah. I hope. Now is that Cali and Tanya? Is that supposed to be night one or two?
I'm pretty sure it's night one because I thought they said last week that it was going to be next week, which is this week.
Okay.
So I could be wrong, but Elijah says they are. Okay.
Okay.
I just haven't seen a lot of promotion for it. And I think that's because it is kind of tucked away on Wrestle House, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe they'll give it more than 5 minutes.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, maybe they'll give it more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same. I agree with you. I mean, because Taya's she's the best knockout. Even when they did have Tessa, I mean, Taya is like she looks she's like the version of Moose. She's good on the mic. She dresses right, and she's great. She can wrestle and everything. So I would hope they give them a little time because and then we already know Kylie is fine too. So they give them a little time. And I hope it be an actual match, not something comedy act. Let them fight. Let them mix it up.
Yeah, and that's what. Yeah, that giving it a longer time frame will absolutely come into play there if it is going to be something taken a little more serious.
Mm-hmm.
Critical Sting says the graphic is on Twitter. By the way, it is.
Oh wow!
I haven't seen it because it's not even. Hang on a second.
Critical Sting has all the answers all the time.
Oh, you know what? Eddie Edwards. I completely forgot about this. Eddie Edwards is going to be facing someone.
Oh.
So now that bears the question. I'm sorry, I missed that one. But yeah, Eddie Edwards is going to be defending his championship. So who do you think it's going to be against?
Well, the easy answer would be Eric Young, but I don't think they're going to let him and Eric wrestle yet. So, you know what? I mean, it's a pay-per-view. I see it being maybe Brian Myers or either Heath again, or even Heath.
Well, he's got to get that contract first.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna say EY. I absolutely that very similar to the situation with Moose and EC3. I don't want to see that drag out till Bound for Glory. You know, as much as I'd love to see that on a bigger stage. Oh, well, that's interesting. Hakeem Fullerton, what's up? It says Mike Bennett. William Gardner, you are correct. The Iron Man women's championship match is night 2. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I don't think it's going to be EY right now. I'm sure EY is going to be on a card or whatever. And the reason I say that because Rich Swann, I know he said he was retiring. No, whatever they're doing with him. I think we'll probably see Swann and EY sometime soon or something. I don't know, because he got to get his revenge. Or maybe we'll be EY and Eddie, and then Swann comes back to challenge EY for the belt. I mean, EY is going to get the belt.
So you think if it's Eric Young answering the challenge, you think Eric Young is going to beat Eddie Edwards?
Oh yeah. Well, not well. If it is, I don't think it's going to be EY. But if it is EY, I don't think he would beat Eddie because, like I say again, Eddie just won the belt.
He did.
And so the thing with Impact that I like when you finally win the belt, you get to hold that title, that X division, or the women's belt or whatever the belt is, and you get to hold on to it for a long time. So I don't see Eddie losing it this quick. But EY is going to be future champion.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's one of the reasons why they brought him back. I mean, just number one, just to showcase him because he is so talented and he is so valuable. Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, it would be quite the thing to play out if EY shows up, loses to Eddie Edwards because Rich Swann comes out and interferes.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't and EY wins, and then Rich Swann challenges him right away for like Bound for Glory or something.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few different ways they could play this, and I'm down for any of them. Millard Harris comes up with an interesting option here. What about Chris Hero? I've said that multiple times. I would love to see Chris Hero in this company. What about you?
Yeah, because I think WWE they let him go, right?
Yeah.
Chris Hero. I don't know much about Chris Hero. I mean, anything is possible. it could be that. It could be Chris Hero or Mike Bennett or one of the guys. Anyone that was recently let go to make an appearance. It could be. I don't think there's anyone left as far as in the Impact. Like I said, let's you let Brian Myers fight him again or something. You have him and EY. I think everybody else has a match or whatever as far as a singles match, singles. So
yeah, you're trying to think of who isn't in Wrestle House right now.
Yeah, and that's another thing. What about What about Sammy? I know he already had a match, but
Sammy's probably going to face RVD.
Oh, yeah, forgot about that.
In night, I'm assuming night 2. I'm glad you brought up Sammy because I was trying to rack my brain for who we're going to see on night 2 because officially right now it's just the ladies, but there certainly are plenty of options that could carry over from night 1. Yeah. But new stuff as well, like Sammy versus RVD, because there is that. And what's funny is that as much as you may look at that and be like, I'm not really interested in that. That has the potential to be really good.
Oh yeah, Sammy. I can get in the ring with Sammy. He'll make me look good, and Sammy just does that. If it's Eddie or whoever, Brian Cage or whoever the Tessa, whoever it is, he has that, and he might even lose, but he still gets that. Look what he did with Eddie Edwards. His career shot up. So Sammy makes everybody he gets in the ring with looks good. So, if him and I guess we're talking about this now. For Sammy and RVD, I would hope to go with Sammy because Sammy hasn't won since he's come back with the ICU gimmick. So Sammy is due for a win.
He is. I'm trying to remember who RVD faced last, and I know one of his opponents was Moose, but I thought there was something else. Was it Rhino?
Last.
I know that was one of them. Rhino versus RVD.
Yeah, they fought when Rhino first came back. It was somebody else. I forget. Critical Steam. Who was it? I know you have him. Because we know he was in Council Culture, RVD, but I don't know who he fought.
Swag fan says low key. Low key's with MLW. He ain't coming back anytime soon.
Yeah, I forgot who RVD was before RVD got into Council Culture. I forgot who he was feuding with. Because I remember him beating the person. I'm like, oh my goodness, RVD wins again, but I forget who it was.
Oh wait, wasn't it? Didn't he have something with Joey Ryan?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, and then it became cool. Oh yeah, that's what it was. I think that's what it was.
And then they ended up joining or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh, Homicide. Oh man, I would absolutely love to see Homicide come back and tag with Hernandez and have at least another short run, and then you could have the OG LAX.
Yeah.
That would be the icing on the cake if you're going to put Rhino and Heath back together. And, that, people look at Rhino and Heath and just say, oh, that's just a big joke. No, on this stage, I guarantee you it's not going to be a joke.
Oh, no. Like Don Callis has said many times, they get people over. That's what they do. They get people over, and if that match happened, that would be a good match. But do you think Homicide could still put on a good match?
Oh yeah, it might be a little slower because he's been around the block quite a few times, but yeah. Shoot, he was just wrestling for GCW. In fact, someone watching right now was in the front row for that one. Someone we know very well. So I can't remember who he faced, but I know Homicide was in the ring recently. So Eli Drake, any chance? No chance. No, he's a tag champ in NWA.
And even if he wasn't tag champ, that was a messy breakup. So he wouldn't be back.
I wouldn't say nothing's impossible. You say never, but right now, he's been doing nothing but poo-poo and Impact, so it's nah.
Yeah.
No, that ain't happening.
We don't need that negativity coming up. That's not. Austin Aries would come back before before Eli.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I think he would, because no matter how and if they decided to book him towards the end of that, I think there's still room for him. I mean, I didn't like the way his last, few minutes were in the company either.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people don't know is he actually showed up for the next set of tapings.
Exactly, he did. He's on record saying that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Aaron Jack says, "What about New Jack?" Oh, Jiminy Christmas! Oh, you guys
we don't need no more old men in Impact. We need to bring in the Leo Rushes and the younger guys.
Well, that's another face I would love to see in Impact, and I don't know exactly what Leo Rush is doing. I think those only closest to him know exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we definitely have some options for night 2. Sammy versus RVD. Who do you, as long as we're talking about it, who do you think is going to take that one?
Sammy, he has to get a win. I don't think, like I said, I don't think he has won a match since he's did the gimmick change. So him and Shamrock lost. He lost to Shamrock. He lost to Josh Alexander. So yeah, Sammy is due for a win. So hopefully RVD humbles himself and lets Sammy get over.
Yeah.
Sammy lost to Elgin. So it's been a while since Sammy won.
Yeah, and RVD wins a lot of stuff. So I absolutely would agree with you in hoping that Sammy wins that one. Probably going to get something for Wrestle House. I don't want to. There's so many possibilities. I'm not even going to try to pick that apart right now.
What's your take on Wrestle House? I've been working a lot, so I haven't been able to catch you and the TNA guys. But what's your take on it? How do you like that?
I actually like it a lot. I mean, it's the comedic. Drop my pen. That's all right. It's the comedic relief for the show right now. It's not just like one single like this person's doing this. It's not just the Deaners doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of people stuck in a really awkward, weird, goofy ass situation.
Yeah.
And one big point that we made is there's so many people on here that you wouldn't expect to see him. Like you wouldn't expect to see Triple XL in a situation like this.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect to see maybe someone like Kylie Ray, you know? But everyone that's in this, there's obviously some that are better at promos than other, but every single person you're seeing here is given an opportunity to shine in their own way in this surrounding. You know, so I think it's great. It's great for guys, especially like AC Romero and Larry D and Kylie Ray, to maybe kind of break out of their shell a little bit. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with Kylie Ray. I just, she's still really new to the company. So, to give her a chance to really open up that goofy, friendly character of hers. I mean, it's legit. It's not fake. It's, if anything, it's just her cranked up to 10. But to give some guys like Triple XL and maybe Jake, just a little more experience. A little more, see a little weirder side of Susie going back and forth with the goofy to Sue Young.
Yeah.
I mean, Bravo's the icing on the cake, though. I mean, we love Bravo. He's he's just.
I love Wrestle House. Wrestle House is I mean it's like it's they give you a little, it's like they tease you with a little bit and then they break it up. I would love to see that become a 30-minute TV show or maybe even 15 minutes like they did um the thing they were showing what was that when the wrestlers they was going trying to pick a wrestler on the Impact app.
Gut check.
Gut check, yeah. That was only like 15 minutes. So if they gave Wrestle House put it on Impact Plus, give it 15 minutes, that would. I mean, that needs to be an ongoing thing. You talked about Bravo. I got to get an MVP to Swinger. Swinger is
Swinger's gold.
wow. Wow. And the thing about it, it's like even when he's not, the camera's not on him, just in the background, he's pumping and yeah, daddy. It's like he hits everything out the park. I mean,
he's always a character.
Yes. So even when the camera's not focused clearly on him, he's doing something crazy in the background, yelling out something, carry my bags or something, But I love Wrestle House. That's a great thing.
Yeah, we love Johnny Swinger. To have a veteran like him in the company, and the crazy thing is he's so different from what he was. He's not just that badass New Yorker. He's this completely old school, over the top, kayfabe guy. So, but it's definitely given everyone there a chance to shine and bounce. It's kind of like you're stuck in its own little like acting school in a sense or something.
Yeah. And it's giving everybody something to do. I mean, everybody may not be able to have a match going on, but you throw them in Wrestle House. Everybody got something to do. So no, and that's another good thing. Impact always keeps everybody busy. Whether it be the women, the knockouts, or the male talent, everybody's got something going on. You never just for a long period of time, without nothing a storyline.
Yeah, you might miss a week or two here and there, but they're usually pretty generous lately with everyone, and that's great to see. Is there anything else off the top of your head that you could picture happening on night 2? Oh, we didn't cover Deanna and Jordan Grace.
Oh wow. How could we forget that?
Shame on us. So Deanna's going to be defending her championship in the first ever women's Iron Man match. I'll get to that in a minute, Paul. Paul's got a great question.
Okay.
So number one, they're making history here with this Iron Man match. But there's been Iron Man matches before, just not for the ladies. And I was actually really surprised because the ladies have done a lot of firsts in Impact Wrestling before. They've even had their own, what's that infamous hardcore match that...
you're not talking about the Monster Ball?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. There's a couple of them. So, like I said before, it shocked a lot of people when Deanna won because of the whole contract issue. But if you throw the whole contract issue out the window and you just look at these two on paper, who do you think is going to win this one?
I'm going to go with Deanna. Again, I don't see her losing the belt this quick. And the contract issue, well, first off, it's going to be a good match. The first match wasn't even 30 minutes, and it was fantastic. It was like they went at it. It was hard hitting. It was exciting. It was great. You really couldn't tell from how the match went who was going to win. At least I could. But this match is going to be the same thing. It's going to be even better. I think they're going to pace themselves, tell a story. But I mean, it's like I just can't. That contract. I mean, I'm so tired of Impact being burned. They people they put them up and they do these first things and do stuff and they and make them stars. No, I'm not going to name the people in the past they done did that with, and then these guys. I mean, men or ladies, when women end up leaving for whatever the reason. So she really needs to and who knows what her reasons are. They really need to lock her up because if we're going to throw the belt on you and we're letting you shine because you didn't have the opportunity elsewhere. It's like throw us a bone back. Give us some show us your law. So, but yeah, as far as the match is going to be great. I'm going to go with Deanna. Jordan is coming in her own too, and she's done got herself in shape.
She is tremendous, and her self promotion on Instagram and social media has gone through the roof. She's got her own website now, very similar to Taya. I mean, a lot of knockouts from the roster are looking at Jordan Grace as far as self promotion. Like, wow, look at what she's doing.
Yeah. So I'm going with Deanna.
I think I gotta agree with you here. Unless it is one of those things where she did just want to have a cup of coffee with Impact Wrestling and it's like, hey, whatever. It's, you got to remember, some of these people have been locked down in a contract with WWE since God knows when, especially guys like Brian Myers and, maybe some other people that might show up soon. Or I'm still holding out for a guy like Miro / AKA Rusev to show up.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think the common thing, people, wrestlers, whether they're male or female, or don't really want to get locked into the long contracts. And I didn't think about it earlier when we were talking about him. I'm just going to throw this in real quick, but TJP on Instagram, he says he's not signed to no one. So maybe I think he said that himself. So yeah, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's been working shows for New Japan too, which is actually really good in our case because that's another connection to New Japan to work on that bridge between both companies.
Yeah, it's a matter of time. Yeah,
you got TJP, you got the Good Brothers, and you got the Machine Guns.
Mm-hmm.
That's a significant chunk of your roster that is either already working for New Japan or potentially will be in the future. Mm-hmm. So yeah. It's not all negative, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
So all right, now let's go back to this.
Who you have?
Oh, Deanna Purrazzo.
Yeah.
Almost forgot to pick one. All right. Paul had a question here. If I can find it. It was right there. It is. Mm-hmm. Do you see a knockout returning, Uncle? I was really hoping for Rachel Ellering because, the knockouts division was on such a roll of bringing in new faces. But she recently put her flag in AEW. But now I haven't heard anything officially as far as signing. So, I mean, there's always the option, I suppose. But I don't know. I mean, as far as returning, as far as someone I used to be, I don't know. I mean, I'd love to see someone like Tara get another run, but I think she's retired. Beyond that, I really don't see anyone else. I mean, Gail's already working with the roster.
Yeah, I don't. I think. I mean, cause they signed all those knockouts a couple of months ago, so they. I don't. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see any them signing any more knockouts at this time. I mean, the knockout division is stacked. Oh, I know. I just thought about somebody.
Uh-oh.
Emma. Well, what's her name? She was Emma in WWE. What they call it in the Impact. They were talking about she might show up. Wow, I can't think of her name, but you know what I'm talking about.
I know. Yeah, she's been in quarantine. Yeah, that's hang on.
you can tell we're too old, guys. I cannot think of her name.
Tennille Dashwood.
Yeah,
Hakeem literally just put it in the chat. Yeah. She might be back.
Mm-hmm.
I heard little rumors about her possibly returning. I know she's got a compromised immune system because of what she has. As far as her, I can't think of what the heck it is called that she has. Not cirrhosis. That's liver stuff.
Psoriasis.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I knew it was something like that. Mm-hmm. Hey, we got the Trenton here. What is up?
What is up, TMZ?
All right. So, anything else you could think of that they could pop in for night 2? I can't off my head besides Sammy. I mean, I think we're gonna get Moose and EC3. Mm-hmm. Honestly,
that would be great. Now, if that happens, EC3 is gonna win. Hands down, he's gonna beat Moose.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if there is a crazy chance that EC3 would lose, he would steal the belt and still destroy it. He would do something like that, just out of frustration. And it would just, the story would go from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely.
Did do Kiara and Tasha Steelz and Havoc, do they have anything? They have a match?
Well, they had the hardcore match. They might do something for night 2, but I mean, there's a lot of other ladies. I mean, there's Madison Rayne, there's Kimberly. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, there's a few other people that could potentially get some matches. I suppose there could always be like a number 1 contender battle royal thing. Oh wait, we just saw that on another brand. Never mind. There's Alyssa. No, Alyssa Edwards is in Wrestle House. Never mind. Yeah. I wouldn't see Katie Forbes going in there. But yeah, you got a couple other options.
Yeah.
I tell you, it would be really funny is if Sue Young showed up. It'd be like, wait, how could she show up if? But wait, Susie's over in Wrestle House, so I guess Sue Young technically could show up. I mean, I don't know.
That would be a nice surprise to see her show up and I don't know, fight someone or whatever. I think that's about it. I mean, we haven't talked about the Rascals. I don't know if they're doing anything for emergency.
Oh no, I don't think they are. If anything, I don't know, maybe Reno Scum or something.
Yeah.
There's just going to be some key matches. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, well, that is it pretty much for the predictions. We had some fun. Did a little guessing for night 2 because we only have so much confirmed for night 2. We only have the one match. So we'll have to see what happens. But nonetheless, that's the predictions for at least we got, night 1. So
yeah.
Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Not much. Just again, thanks, Jaybone, for having me with you, man. It's an honor. I don't take it for granted. You guys, you and Trent and the rest of the crew have always been nice and on social media to me, and let me come in on your Twitch and on here, and so it's just awesome to share the screen with you, my friend. So, thank you.
Well, it's we wish all of our fans were like you. It's we've got a pretty special audience. We really do, and and a lot of that audience has come over here and blessed me with their presence. So I don't take it for granted either. It's this last year plus that I've been with TNI now has definitely helped this podcast as well, and I don't take it for granted for a day. So, but if you folks do want to look as slick as this man right here, showing off that pretty shirt and drinking that awesome cup of, what are you drinking tonight, by the way?
Oh, it's just apple juice.
Hey, it's 100% apple juice. Can't go wrong with that.
It's,
right?
It's too late here. It's what 10, 12, so I can't do the coffee, but so it's just apple juice. I had to show my cup off, Jay.
And what a beautiful cup it is. If you want to get some merch like that, the link is in the description. It's always appreciated if you want to help support the brand of Smash This Podcast. And as we get out of here, don't forget, you know what to do, folks. Smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. Good night, folks. We'll see you mañana over on that other little podcast called TNI for the Sunday night free-for-all, if you will. And we review Explosion and then have the open Q&A to anyone live in the chat. So we'll see you over there tomorrow night, folks. Much love.